Oh man. Hey, it's Flubby again. I know, surprise. How long has it been since I've uploaded a video? It's been about 5 months or so, which is, I would say, is about a year since I uploaded a video. Anyway, so you might be thinking, what's been going on between now and the time I uploaded my last video, other than everything? Well, I think if you've been following the news recently, there's been a massive epidemic that's been going on for a while now. It's a massive epidemic. It's affecting literally everyone. And of course, I'm talking about the epidemic of hackers and lag bots in a 15-year-old video game. Yeah, that's right. There's an epidemic of hackers and DDoSers in this 15-year-old video game called Team Fortress 2. Like, if you look up TF2 or Team Fortress 2 on YouTube right now, you will see you'll see a ton of videos on like the state of Team Fortress 2 in 2020. TF2 is dead. TF2 is dying. Hackers and lag bots epidemic. Hackers can crash servers. Hackers can poison our water supply, burn our crops, and deliver a plane onto our houses. It's pretty insane. It's pretty. You'd think that like Team Fortress 2 is basically unplayable at this point. So what are you supposed to do when you're stuck inside your house all day during this time of crisis? Like, there's nothing to do other than play Team Fortress 2. So what's you to do? So I don't know if I've ever said this directly on my channel before, but Team Fortress 2 is my favorite game of all time. Like, it just is. Have way too many hours in it, like over 2,000 hours, and I've been playing this game since about 2012. So I've seen it go through tons of changes, tons of stuff that's happened to it. I've seen a lot. I've seen this game go through several updates, several paradigm shifts, and I think we're at the start of a new paradigm shift. New paradigm shift, that's my opinion. So, you might be wondering, with my experience with Team Fortress 2, what do I think of it? What's the state of Team Fortress 2? What do I think? Do I think the game is dead? I'll just give my opinion. I think that Team Fortress 2 is dead. It's a dead game. You can't play anymore. It's really unfortunate. So, I was thinking, how can I solve this problem? How can I solve one of my favorite games of all time is no longer playable anymore because of hackers and negligence from Valve? So I went to a drawing board, all right? I took down everything. I put a whiteboard on my wall in my living room, and I started writing down things. I started to do some hardcore analysis of the mechanisms of Team Fortress 2. And from my research, I discovered that Team Fortress 2 is actually a perfect game. But there's like one puzzle piece that's missing. You know, when you create a 2,000 piece puzzle, but there's just one puzzle piece that's missing? And it drives you nuts. You can't find this puzzle piece. My sleep schedule's all messed up. I've stayed up for way too long. I've gotten 3 hours of sleep last night, but I finally figured it out. I know what's wrong with Team Fortress 2. The game needed more women, furries, and dinosaurs. Boom! Just blew my mind. Oh my gosh, it's perfect. So, Team Fortress 2 is dead. I created the new Team Fortress 2, the unofficial, official sequel to Team Fortress 2. I present to you Group House 3. I know, it's amazing. It's not even a working title, that's the official title, okay? No criticisms allowed. So, what's some improvements other than some more diversity within the cast? Well, there's some updated models, like the Scout and the Medic in particular, are more accurate to the type of people who would play those classes, the type of play styles. And the Pyro in particular has very enhanced visual gameplay. Those are the biggest changes from this game. So, Team Fortress 2 is dead. Group House 3 is the new big first-person shooter online. It's the new greatest game of all time, okay? I made it. Like, hire me, Nintendo. Okay. But all jokes aside, though, going back to stuff I was talking about earlier, I think that, at the moment, the casual, like, Valve's Team Fortress 2 is actually dead. at the moment, but the game itself, like the core gameplay, the game itself doesn't have to die. Cuz like we're not Team Fortress 2 is a 15-year-old game. It's not one of the modern online games where you're not allowed to create community servers, you're not allowed to make mods, you're not allowed to do all of that. And basically, if the servers die for those games, then the game is dead in general. Like, you literally can't play them anymore since they're multiplayer games. So, as I was saying earlier, I've played this game for years, and there were times where I felt like this game was in a really bad state. I would say when Meet Your Match first released that update, the game was just as unplayable as it is today. Like the main casual mode, just as unplayable. But Team Fortress 2, back then, as it is today, was still my favorite game of all time. And I didn't want to give up on it. So I decided to be patient. I waited a little bit. I played some other games on the side. And eventually, Valve actually did fix most of the problems with casual mode. And I was able to play the game again. However, I know Valve is very different than how it was 3 years ago, and it's been at this point over 2 years since the last major update. I'm just gonna say this: there's actually a chance that Valve will not fix the hacker or lagbot problem that's going on in casual mode. There's an actual chance that that might not happen. So, what's the TF2 community gonna do about that? I think there's a decent amount of ways to go from here, and I think my problem with what I see a lot going on in the TF2 community is a lot of people are begging Valve to fix the problems with this game. They're saying, Valve, please fix casual mode. Valve, please remove random crits. Valve, do this. Valve, do that. We don't have to rely on Valve. We can make our own community servers. And that's kind of what I want to talk about today. Like, this epidemic of hackers could lead to a massive renaissance in community servers. We could see a huge revival in community servers that bring back, not only make TF2 playable, but bring back the quick play that we all knew and loved. I started playing community servers recently, as you might tell from the mods that I have installed on the screen. And specifically, I kind of want to talk about the server in particular I've been playing on, Creators.tf. You might have seen this pushed by Valve News Network. You might have seen other YouTubers talk about it. But I highly recommend this server from what I've played, from the couple of matches I've played on it. I think this might be the default way I play Team Fortress 2 from now on. Like, even if Valve fixes casual mode, I might not go back to it. Because let's compare like casual mode to Creators.tf or heck, any other community server that's decent. So with casual mode, we have long queue times. We have to wait for a match. Matches are either too long or too short, depending on the game mode. So it's like if you get into like a match of Harvest, awesome. And even if it's at the start of the match, cool. You only have 10 minutes to enjoy it. Oh, and also good luck trying to play an entire match of Dust Bowl. That's not enjoyable in the slightest. There's constant backfill. There's so many times where I joined a match right as it ended. There's no team scramble. There's no team select. Both of these things lead to really unbalanced matches. Even if there's no hackers, even if there's no backfill, none of that. This still doesn't guarantee that you're not going to get rolled. And that's never fun for either side. There's like unnecessarily long timers to start around and end around for changing maps to the point where it's like whenever there's a map change, everyone just leaves. So might as well just leave yourself because the timer for the map rotation is ridiculously long. And there's like a needless timer for the start of the round. You can't install any mods, any client-side mods. There's random crits, of course, which are controversial, and there's basically no more updates. This is the state of the game. This is how it's going to be for years. Now, let me compare that to Creators.tf. You join a server instantly through the server browser. There's a consistent match timer. Like, matches last for a consistent amount of time, where I think it's like either 30 or 45 minutes. Backfill doesn't even matter because of the map timer. There's team scramble, so you don't get rolled. There's team select, so you can choose whichever team you want, or like you can bring a friend on and be on opposing teams. Um, Makes this matches way more balanced. Map changing as quick as it could possibly be. SVP is set to 0. You can install whatever mods you want. From what I've seen, there's actually no random crits on Creators.tf. And not only is it just pure vanilla TF2, but it's also going to have, in this server, going to have their own community updates with community maps that are actually good, original cosmetics, and even they might even add actual weapons, new weapons to Team Fortress 2 within the server. How sick is that? It's awesome. The only problem I would say with Creators.tf is the number of servers. Like, there's 8 US servers, there's 4 Russia servers, there's 4 Europe servers, there's 2 Australian servers, and there's 4, like, South America servers. So, I think if this gets bigger, like, there could be more servers, there could be more cool updates, there might even be new weapons. And from what I've seen, due to this epidemic of hackers in casual mode, the number of unique players is actually growing pretty rapidly. It's pretty remarkable. So I highly recommend Creators.tf. I'll link to the website, and I'll link also all the mods I have installed in this video. And I might actually make more videos in the future. There's a few things I could talk about going forward. So I just really wanted to make this video because playing modded Team Fortress 2 with these silly mods and like community vanilla Team Fortress 2 is the most fun I've had in the game in a long while. So I wanted to make this video to talk about it. So yeah, see ya.